Alright, y'all, what's going on? It's Black Balloon, and we're coming back with another video, a very important video, a video that I think is very relevant to the day. And I got inspired by watching another video that was kind of along this same topic. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different, but it's not too far from the things that I've always talked about on this channel, and it has a lot to do with the devil and the demonic energy, slash antichrist energy that's slowly taking over this world. Now, I got a bunch of different clips that are from, different states, and they kind of all go on teen gang violence and teen murders and, the things that are just happening every single day. And the more it does happen, the more we're conditioned to it, and the more we just look at it as, wow, 2 young teenagers got killed, or wow, 1 young teen shot in the chest and dead, drill rap this, gang violence this. And it's every single day. It happens so often that we're becoming so desensitized to it that we tend to not pay attention to it. We just get a little shocked in the moment, and we move on to the next thing, because that's kind of like how social media is conditioning people's mind. Everything is in and out. You take something in, you move on the next day, you forget about it, no matter how traumatizing it may have been, or no matter if it was like this case that just happened about 2 days ago, where the 3 young boys got on a bus in Maryland, tried to shoot a 13-year-old teenager, and the gun just happened to jam.
Georges County Police have released photos of 3 very young suspects who they say forced their way right into a school bus Monday to try and kill a middle schooler.
That gun jammed, though, police said, and then the boys ran. So tonight there's a lookout for those boys and a whole lot of fear. Scott Broom is in Oxon Hill, where this happened on Monday, to tell us more. Scott?
Well, a measure of the anxiety tonight behind us here. We have Prince George's County Police at this intersection here to protect kids as they get off school buses late this afternoon. The incident we're talking about happened Monday as a school bus pulled up here at Sutler Drive and Iverson Street, and that's when these 3 kids pushed their way on board with a pistol in hand. Tonight, Prince George's County Police here to protect kids as they get off the bus, as pictures of 3 juveniles were released by authorities. The boys boarding that school bus Monday and pushing past the bus driver and an aide on board. 1 juvenile carrying a semi-automatic pistol. According to police, the gunman put the gun to the chest of a middle schooler and repeatedly tried to shoot, but the gun was jammed. So the gunman used it to beat the victim, who survived with cuts and bruises. Police say the attackers then ran. This grandmother of middle schoolers said she lives in the neighborhood.
I'm just not understanding how these kids getting guns and stuff.
Do you fear for these children?
I fear for the kids and us as well. Because what if a adult would have stepped in and tried to stop it and the gun didn't jam?
Both the bus driver and the aide on board during the incident are so terrorized they've taken leave, according to fellow driver Martin Diggs, who's president of the union local representing drivers.
But they're afraid to come out of the house because the suspects that got on the bus, their faces were covered.
Saved his life, but they did beat him with the gun. Now I have no idea what took place before that, or what made these 3 young masked teens get on the bus and try to kill a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old, in broad daylight. I have no idea, but this is the devil, y'all. And I think, we got to talk about stuff like this more, because look how much the kids are being affected by the music, by the drill rap, by the culture. And I'm speaking on this because it's a lot that has to do with young black teens. Now, you get crime all over the world from, all different races, white folks, Mexicans, Spanish, whatever, but we're talking about the things that are pushed in the news, things that are pushed in the media. And I mostly recognize it to be young black teens, because it mostly comes from drill rap and them wanting to do what the next man is doing just to be cool. They don't even want a life no more. They just want to kill. They want to have a gun. 13-year-olds are walking around with more pistols than grown men. Wearing a gun as an accessory, not to just protect themselves just because of the environment. It's not even about that no more. It's about being cool. And they don't even want a life. They don't even understand what life is because they're so young. They don't even see the consequences of their actions. They don't see a wife. They don't see being, you know, having a girl, having a life, you know, just simple things that a young boy would be thinking of. They can't think of stuff like that because their mind is so warped around shooting, killing, drill rap, so on and so on. And I got to be the one to talk about it, because at the end of the day, it's not cool. They just young, so they don't see it that way. You know, people like us that talk about this kind of stuff, they see you as like old, you know, or you just talking, you know, it's going in one ear and out the other to them. But it's completely deeper than just a kid being young. It's what they being influenced by on social media and the music and what they constantly see every day. So I wanted to do this video and just kind of compile a bunch of different clips and, you know, talk about, come in and talk about a few of them and just put a little bit more effort into talking about it. And, you know, really to just bring more awareness to it, because this shit is really taking over, bro. This shit is really this shit's really like an epidemic.
Police are looking for the shooter who killed a teen just blocks from police headquarters. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackie Bang.
And I'm Mike Lowe in for Tamon Bradley. WGN's Christine Flores is at CPD headquarters with our top story.
That incident happened just blocks away from police headquarters, and we now know a teenager between the ages of 15 and 16 years old lost their life.
It don't make no difference where you at. You can be in front of your house.
Police say it was just before 9:15 Sunday morning when they responded to a call of shots fired in the 3700 block of South Michigan Avenue. Once on scene, officers found a male victim estimated to be between the ages of 15 and 16 years old with a gunshot wound to the chest.
It's sad. I mean, where's the parents? They don't have no guidance.
Frank Banks lives in the area and points out how scenes like this involving teens are becoming far too common.
They need to start holding the parents responsible for their kids' actions.
The victim was transported to Comer Children's Hospital in serious condition and was later pronounced dead. The circumstances surrounding the incident have not been released. At the scene, our cameras captured a white Kia with damage to the front passenger side and 2 doors open. This as investigators comb the area for evidence.
Breaking news out of Florida tonight. Police say 3 people are dead after a series of shootings at the same place earlier today. It all started this morning when investigators say a 19-year-old gunman allegedly shot and killed a woman in Pine Hills. Later, as news crews showed up to cover that tragedy, a gunman walked up to the news van and opened fire. 2 reporters covering the scene were also shot. Other reporters rushed in to help them. Police say it all happened by the same shooter. Later, the shooter allegedly shot a mother and her 9-year-old daughter on that same street. Right now, the mom is in critical condition. Her daughter has died.
So investigators have identified him as 19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses. They say he knew the 20-year-old woman killed this morning, but it's unclear why the news crew or the mom and child were targeted. You can see the suspect, his booking photo is currently on your screen. Now, the Orange County Sheriff's Office says that Moses has been detained, and as you mentioned, they expect to charge him with murder, at least with the 20-year-old who was killed this morning and that news reporter.
Yo, are y'all seeing what I'm talking about? And I'm not done. I got a couple more. Honestly, we could go all day with these clips. If you all you gotta do is search. Now, the one in Chicago, I think the young boy was a rapper, if I'm not mistaken. I think I've seen that somebody post about that here on YouTube. And this one in Florida, I didn't even know about this one until I was, you know, researching for this video. This one obviously isn't gang related or nothing like that, but this dude, 19 years old, killed a woman that morning and then came back to the scene and killed the reporter and shot what they say, a 9-year-old girl? Yo, if that's not the most evil shit that you can imagine someone doing, coming back to the scene later that night, killed the reporter for no reason and killed a 9-year-old girl and shot another woman, killed her daughter. Bro, demonic demons lurking in these young boys. You could call it what you want to call it. Mentally ill. There's probably nothing wrong with him mentally. He just flipped. Little demon got inside of him and he just flipped. That's why he came back. He wanted more blood. He had time to think about it. They didn't say he circled back to the scene an hour later. Dude came back hours later. It was earlier in the day. This is the kind of shit that we dealing with on social media and shit that comes from music, you know, and to me it's just wild. It's wild to notice the energy, to notice how demonic it actually is. These, bro, they are little demons. Literally, they running around out here soulless, no faces, soulless, ready to kill before life is even understood, ready to take another life before you even know what life actually means, what you have been given by God. They don't even know what a life is, and they ready to take it. Think about that. The influences from the devil. When you understand and appreciate life, and you know what life is, you know what it means, you know what your soul is, that is influence of God. That is understanding the Spirit. That's understanding Jesus. That's understanding God. When you're ready to take a life with no remorse, you don't give a damn. You're not thinking about the fam. You're not thinking about his mom. You're not thinking about nothing. All you're thinking about is killing. That is influence of the devil. That is a demon. They don't even think about the value of, you know, life, what it means to live. It's being broke down way more simple than just, you know, the things you do in life. I'm talking about appreciating the fact that you're here, the fact that you're having this experience. They don't understand that. To not be influenced by God is to be influenced by the devil, and that's what they doing. That's what they living on. They living on that side of darkness. They don't even understand the other side yet, or else these kind of thoughts wouldn't even be in them. They wouldn't think for a moment to shoot and kill another young teenager or whoever they getting into it with. You know, it's quite mind-blowing to me when you really sit down and you think about how demonic it is getting, bro. I can't even imagine what it'll be like 15 years from now. You know, at the end of the day, I don't even see what this world would be like in 30 or 40 years. I can't see it. It's all black. When I imagine it, it's just dark. You know, I don't even see this earth lasting that long. That's how demonic things are becoming.
Officials think this could be the largest gang takedown in history in the borough of Queens, and Fox 5 was given exclusive access as it happened. The Queens District Attorney, along with the NYPD Chief of Detectives, announcing the 151-count indictment of 33 alleged gang members. Officials say all 33 defendants are charged with conspiracy to commit murder, and that 18 of those were active trigger pullers. They say the defendants are members of warring gangs trying to establish territorial dominance in Southeast Queens. The gun violence escalated after the high-profile murder of an aspiring high school basketball star 4 years ago.
While the gang war was set off by a slashing in April of 2019, the tensions and the violence between the warring factions escalated after the murder of 14-year-old Amir Griffin in October of 2019.
Throughout this investigation, it was determined that members of these gangs intended to commit murder and shoot opposing gang members based solely on their alliances and territorial disputes.
30 guns. You see them there. They were seized in this gang takedown. But before today's sweeping indictment was announced against members of two violent street gangs, our own Lisa Evers was embedded with the operation as NYPD detectives rounded up the suspects. And she is here now to bring us this Fox 5 exclusive. Lisa, take it away.
Well, Chris, this long-term investigation began with the murder of a promising teen basketball player. Now, nearly 4 years later, NYPD detectives tell us they have dismantled two rival gangs who terrorized South Jamaica residents with reckless gunfire, using drill music videos and social media to fuel their beefs. We got an exclusive look at their focused methods, which are very different from the wide net gang sweeps of the past.
Some of the more than 30 suspects were already behind bars in state prison and on Rikers Island for other crimes. They were brought into the 111th precinct to be charged in this major gang conspiracy case. So serious were the safety concerns about the explosive rivalry between the crews known as Money World and their opposition or ops, the local trap stars, that police booked them at separate precincts to keep their family members and associates separated when they showed up.
It's pretty much shoot on sight when they see the opposition. And a lot of times innocent people are caught in the middle of it.
Over the last 5 or 6 years, these two gangs terrorized an entire community.
Tonight, we continue to learn more about Saturday's shooting near Atlantic Station. Atlanta police say there were 3 shooters and only 1 intended target, but 6 teens were shot in the crossfire. Atlanta police say the shooters were going after 15-year-old Cameron Jackson. He died from his injuries on Monday. 12-year-old Zion Charles was also hit by one of the bullets and died on scene. It is heartbreaking, but also alarming. And you're about to see surveillance video showing the shooters, who appear to be celebrating and all smiles, just minutes after causing pure chaos on Saturday night.
11 Live's Cody Alcorn is live along the 17th Street Bridge. And Cody, it seems like those young people had no remorse at all.
Ron, I'll be honest, to see these young men laughing and carrying on is downright disturbing. You're about to see it. And to know that Zion was with them. His mom admitted that he snuck out of a friend's house. He came here to the 17th Street Bridge, Atlantic Station. He met up with his buddies, and then this group left this 12-year-old to die. Just minutes before shots were fired on Saturday night, surveillance video captured this group walking along 17th Street. APD says the young man with the black and gold hoodie is one of the shooters. The teen in all yellow at the bottom right is 12-year-old Zion Charles, who will soon be gunned down. Walking just feet behind him, APD says, is a second shooter. You see him again on a different camera. Minutes later, APD says 15-year-old Cameron Jackson rolls by on a scooter.
Somebody yells his name. They say, that's Cameron, that's our opposition. That's when shots rang out.
Chaos followed. 17th Street was locked down, but the shooters managed to get over to the Arts Center MARTA station across 85. Cameras picked up the group. You see the suspect in the blue hoodie walking down the stairs, followed by the young man in the yellow and black hoodie. And as they wait for the train,
they also seem to be celebrating, making gestures and talking about the shooting.
All smiles and handshakes, but what you don't see is their buddy Zion. APD says he was lying along 17th Street, taking his last breaths. But his group, who his mom says he snuck out to meet up with, continued on.
During the train ride, they antagonized different customers. They flashed gang signs.
Take one more good look. While APD says this guy is the primary shooter, this teen also opened fire and say they believe the third shooter is among the group.
Now, I'm not doing this. Y'all know we not doing this to glorify any of this pure evil. It's really, really to bring awareness to what is actually going on, to show the reality of where we're headed, and to, in a way, try to light up a little bit of this darkness. I kind of wish like things could be geared more to younger teens on my page, because knowing how the algorithm is, and I can see how many 13 to 17-year-olds watch my videos, and the percentage is the least amongst the age groups. 13 to 17 is always no more than 2% of my views. Now, it's different for different channels with different type of content, so I understand it, but the younger crowd are the ones that really need to hear stuff like this, because y'all already get it. Most of y'all already get it. Y'all ain't out there gang banging and killing each other. But, bro, it makes me think about what I was just talking about. And how I was saying I can't imagine what this world would be like in 30 years. If you try to picture death, if you try to picture yourself being gone, it's black, it's dark. You can't picture it. You can't imagine it. You can't imagine what it's going to be like afterwards. That's how I really feel about, the future of this world. You can't imagine it. You can't see it. You know what I'm saying? you know, I'm not trying to sound all, you know, like dark and down, but it's just something I can't see. Is things gonna get better? Because this the youth, right? This the youth. So they the ones growing up and, you know, supposed to do things better, blah, blah, blah. But if, bro, this, just like the one in Atlanta, now the one in New York, that was some gang stuff, gang takedowns, because of what? A teen murder. They killed, they stabbed a 14-year-old? That's what ignited their little back and forth between Money World or whatever the two names of the gang was. I don't follow all the names and get into it all crazy like that, but I'm aware of it. You know, I try to make myself aware of it so I could just, you know, cover the spectrum. That was teen. Killed a teen. The teenager was killed by other teenagers. You know, just like the whole thing, the dude that was beefing with K-Flock, Rajiz. He was 15 years old, killed by another 15 and 21-year-old. Same thing with the one here in Atlanta that just got done playing, the little kids that was walking in the train station and after they just got done killing a young boy. Now, the 12-year-old, the dude was 12 years old, and guess what? I found the 12-year-old Instagram. Bro, the 12-year-old is on Instagram smoking bigger blunts than grown men, bro. The 12-year-old that went with them and got killed, and they left him. They went and, look, he's shaking Buddy's hand. They went into the train station smiling and laughing, and they little homie, they little 12-year-old that snuck out the house to go chill with them at Atlantic Station that night and didn't come with them. He's gone. They probably didn't even pay attention that he got shot and killed. A little 12-year-old, bro, 12 years old, literally on his Instagram, he is smoking huge backwoods like he a rapper or something. So clearly his parenting is out of the window. He's in the streets at 12 years old. And he got murdered from crossfire from them actually shooting at the 15-year-old, who they also killed. And that 15-year-old was the younger brother of the rapper Ola Runt. And if y'all know who Ola Runt is, Ola Runt, he used to mess with Big Bank and Future a little bit. And I think he was signed to Gucci until he got dropped, because he started going at Big Bank here in Atlanta. And also, Ola Runt is like, he like the same, he the same dude that beef with Playboy Cardi. Playboy Cardi is a part of it's this little gang here, I forget what they call, I think they call Homicide or something like that. Because this one dude that was called R5 Homicide, he committed suicide like last year sometime. Then there's another dude that was part of it. I think his name P5 Homicide. He responsible for like 4 bodies or something like that. Rumored to have a lot of bodies or whatever. But anyways, Cardi and Ola Runt, they got a whole beef going on. Henchmen versus Homicide or whatever these little, gang sets names is. A lot of y'all might know who Ola Runt is. Most of y'all probably don't, but the people that's kind of, the underground culture, you might have heard of him. That was his little brother that got killed in this news clip. And he was 15 years old, and now Ola Runt is still in jail. He in jail for some whole other shit that, got to do with whatever he had going on. He got arrested on some charges that included him and a bunch of other dudes. Basically, when the DA here in Atlanta started doing all these RICO charges and locking up big groups of gang members and shit. So, bro, it's just another, another story that this cycle is never ending, man. It's never ending. I just thought I would do a video on it, something different, because I can't help but see this stuff. I can't help but see it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And how evil it's actually becoming. And these teenagers are out here killing teenagers, bro. They're not fighting. 90% of them will get beat up anyway. That's why they just pull out a gun. And it's also at the same time why you can't play with these little young dudes. You can't be no grown 35-year-old man out here playing with 18-year-olds because they ain't trying to fight you. They're going to pull out a gun. Now you got an 18-year-old that just shot and killed you because you playing. You got to take it serious because these little 14-year-olds out here walking around with pistols. And they so young and dumb, they'll pull it and shoot it. So, you know, it ain't about being tough. It's about being smart. And, you know, it's just kind of sad, man. It's sad at the end of the day because it's a bunch of lost souls, a bunch of demonic souls. You know, at the end of the day, they're going to face what they're going to face in the afterlife. And that's just what it is. You know, that's just what it is. You know, so, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, I'll come back around with a video that's similar to this again. Just because, you know, we gotta keep bringing this to the light. We gotta keep talking about it, keep exposing the evil, because it's not, you know, it's not just about Hollywood and the evil that, you know, we get from the entertainment industry. It's literally right here in front of us, y'all. This energy is dark and gloomy, and it's here to stay. All right, y'all. So with that being said, man, let me know what y'all think about this video. As always, I really appreciate y'all support, all the love that I constantly get. You know, I really appreciate y'all. So with that being said, it's Black Balloon, and I'ma see y'all soon.